Nhandu coloratovilosus, the Brazilian black and white tarantula. Native to both Brazil and Paraguay, this large New World terrestrial is one of my personal favorites. A little too nervous to really be considered an ideal beginner tarantula, it nonetheless makes for an excellent choice for those looking to transition into Old World species, or even faster moving New World tarantulas. In addition to being very colorful, they grow quite large and reach a leg span of over 7 inches. Although they burrow a lot as slings, once they hit about 3 inches, they start to spend a lot more time out on display. Being that this is a terrestrial opportunistic burrower, floor space is therefore more important than height. I house my adult Nhandus in a large 10-gallon terrarium that is wider than it is tall. I provide about 6 inches of substrate, which I mist about twice a week. Now keep in mind, you want to mist the substrate. Do not drench the substrate. Give it plenty of ventilation so that the substrate has time to dry out in between. And never mist the spire itself. Trust me, they do not appreciate this at all. As I said before, this is an opportunistic burrowing species. They do burrow if given enough substrate, but are also perfectly happy with a log or piece of cork bark to hide under. Though I still recommend filling the enclosure about 3/4 of the way to provide them with enough cushion in the event that they fall. Despite being terrestrials, they sometimes will attempt to climb the side of their enclosures, but are not really designed for it and are prone to falling. Now, I provide mine with both a hide as well as lots of substrate. That way, they can modify the enclosure to their own liking, but that is just my personal preference. While this is not necessarily a defensive tarantula, they are far too nervous and prone to kicking hairs to be considered ideal for handling. In addition, they are also rather fast-moving. While I can't speak from personal experience on this part, I have been told that the urticating hairs from the Nhandu genus are particularly irritating. This species is an awesome eater and will tackle its prey with a vengeance. This is a medium-grown tarantula, with females taking between 6 and 8 years to mature, and living up to 15 years. Males, of course, live much less. Overall, this is one severely underrated tarantula species, and one that deserves a spot on any keeper's shelf.